Mrs. Payne, he answers. We have your fish. I unlock the gate. The blue truck in the driveway says, On the Spot, Transport. The man's faded plastic name tag reads, Johnny. You've got to be kidding, I say. There was a time when I would have called Nick to tell him this, and we would have laughed until our bellies hurt. Johnny and another man, Felix, cart a couple of large plastic tubs into the backyard. They make damp tracks on the lawn. At my direction, they release the fish into the swimming pool. I tip them, and they leave. The flounder swim in circles, hovering near the man-made reef Nick and I installed last month. Nick will come home, and we will watch the sun go down over our ingenious suburban breeding tank. We'll drink margaritas and sit so close our shoulders touch. The moon will leap on the water, casting green shadows in his eyes. I call Nick at the aquarium to tell him the flounder are here, but he doesn't pick up. I crouch down and stretch my hand over the shimmering mirror of the pool. The fish settle uneasily at the bottom and stare up at me, both eyes on one side of their heads. This is one of the interesting physiological facts about flounder. From certain angles, they can never tell what's coming. Here is how peacock flounder reproduce. In a harem. One male, many ladies. It happens just before the sun goes down. A male and a female sidle closer. They bow their backs, and their snouts brush. Then the female plays hard to get, moving away, and the male has to come toward her again, from the other side. You know, so she's blindsided. The way flounder mate is spectacular, magical. The male and female are drawn upward together in a column of water, as if the very act of procreation makes them lighter. When they are floating about 6 feet above the ocean floor, the fish release their sperm and eggs, a tornado of genetic material. When the pair settle down on the sand again, the male checks to make sure that the mating worked, and they go off in opposite directions. It was less profound for Nick and me. A snowstorm, vodka shots, a broken condom. For 20 minutes, I have counted and recounted. I have checked in corners. I even hiked up my pants and waded into the water myself to make sure there were no blind spots eluding me, no fish hiding beneath the reef. I close my eyes, open them, and count again. There are supposed to be 14, Nick says, running his hand through his hair, the motion that's giving him a receding hairline. There were. I swear it. And what happened? Nick asks. Did one get up and go out for a jog? For God's sake, how could you lose a fish, Hope? Almost immediately, his words lose their edge. I'm sorry, he says. I shouldn't be yelling at you. His hand, solid and warm, slips down the length of my arm. It's okay. You signed for the fish. You counted them. The missing one's here, somewhere. Things don't just disappear. That is not true. That is not true at all. You don't have to do this, he tells me. Maybe it's too soon. I stare down at our fingers, twisted into a Gordian knot. This is important to you, I reply. So it's important to me. He looks at me as if he is about to say something, but then shakes his head. What? Nothing. There was a point when this was important to you too, Nick says. This is not true either. What was important to me was Nick. There's a difference. I know this wasn't the plan, he murmurs, but we'll make a new one. I wrap my arms around his neck and start kissing him. I kiss him so deeply that I start to see stars, and he has to hold me up with his arms around my hips. When he pulls away from me, gasping,